I played 5 hours of the island, and boy do I have some thoughts. But first, what did Paul Heyman describe the island as?
In the future of the WWE 2K franchise, it's a bold step toward the future.
Well, that's concerning. What did attackslug have to say back in 2018?
Having 2K say they want to invest in WWE like they invested in NBA doesn't exactly fill me with hope for the franchise. It just says, oh, more ways to nickel and dime me.
Boy, do I hate being right all the time. Let's dig into it. I played 5 hours, and in the first 3 hours, I spent 0 of the VC I got from buying the Deadman Edition. In the first hour, I earned 1,800 VC. In hour 2, it was 1,825. In hour 3, it was 2,150. In hour 4, it was 2,200. And in the final hour, it was 3,450 for a total of 11,425 VC for completing every single quest in Chapter 1 of the island, which is currently the only available content is that first chapter. And if that seems like a decent chunk of VC until you look at the in-game shop prices for all of the items, which are, as of this recording, priced at 6,000, 10,000, 12,000, and 18,000. I will give a small sliver of credit to 2K for the fact that the pre-release Island trailer did have even higher VC prices than that, and they did scale them back. What they did not do was increase the amount of VC you earn from each match. And so here is my player character that I created, named Dummy, yeah, and in that total gameplay time, I reached level 14 out of 50. In the first 3 hours, I did not upgrade my character at all, and if you're only here for playing the single player quest content, and you are somewhat halfway decent at the game, you kind of won't need to upgrade your character. However, if you are approaching this as an online multiplayer experience, then yes, you are certainly incentivized to spend that precious VC on upgrading your character instead of buying those items. Or for 2K, ideally, they want you spending real money. So on that 4th hour, I did spend about 8,000 VC for some character upgrades, and honestly, didn't have much of a difference there in the actual match difficulty. And you'd think by looking at each hour's total that the VC does eventually scale, but I can tell you from hour 1 to hour 5, every single match I played, you get 150 VC. If you lose, you get less, but I was playing it in single player. And as far as I could tell, the amount of stars or the in-game difficulty does not affect your VC earnings in those matches. You have match goals, and those will earn you XP. And the XP will gain you a level, and some levels will give you VC. Not much, but they're there. So if the VC payout is different for playing the matches against other real players online, put it down in the comments, because I didn't even touch that. Because having played these games for a long time, playing against randos on the internet in a wrestling game is a miserable experience. I do not need to fight 7-foot-tall cruiserweights at level 100 spamming the same unblockable moves over and over again to know that I don't want to play that. So if you are incentivizing an online multiplayer grind, that is not for me. However, I am big on single player stuff, and there are 5 hours worth of quests to do. But as you can see here, by increasing my online rank, I would get a whopping 250 VC for that first rank upgrade. But you do have daily and weekly challenges, but 2 out of 3 only give you XP and not VC. There is also the Hall of Fame points system, and that also will eventually give you VC and also some banners. But even going all the way to the end of this Battle Pass type system, 1,000 points after you have 100,000 Hall of Fame points. And how do you earn Hall of Fame points? By winning matches, up to 25,000 of them, landing light attacks, landing heavy attacks, so on and so forth. There are ways to earn additional VC, but it seems like a very, very slow grind. By the time you win 25,000 ladder matches, I think 2K28 will be out. But as I said, your level does go up to 50, and most rewards you get are banners, occasional VC, here's 100 of that, and badge slots. But even hitting level 45 gives you a paltry 200 VC. Once you earn a badge slot, you can then purchase one of these badges, and you earn the badge slot by upgrading your character with VC. And these badges, once equipped, will do things like increasing the power of your submissions, increase damage dealt with foreign objects, or increase your success at kicking out of pins. Seems important. And I'd imagine that once these two bars are maxed out, perhaps an upgrade is there, but I did not play that long to get there with that many kickouts of near fall pins. Come on now. And because this is an online mode, if you're wondering about the usual garbage 2K servers, I am somewhat pleased to report, in my entire time playing this mode, I had one disconnect and one crash, and that was it. So overall, pretty good there. But attack slug, you ask? That's all of the details of what is in the mode, but what do you actually do when you're having these quests on this island? Well, you run very slowly from point A to point B, and you talk to any number of superstars that give you quests. And when you talk to them, it is a static screen with text. They occasionally change expression, but there's no actual animation in the quests that you get. And after that, usually you work a match. After the match, more text, rinse, repeat, and move on to the next one. And for the most part, these are singles matches. There is the occasional tag team match. There is a 6-man tag tournament, and sometimes you get a stip, like Hell in a Cell, casket match, etc., etc. And that seems to be the basic gameplay loop, is you walk, you talk, you have a match. There is one exception where I had to find pieces of the urn for the Ghost of Pallbearer, but that was just that one quest. And so you ask yourself, is that worth doing? Look, I appreciate that they're willing to get a little bit weird with their quests and their story. Even if things like LA Knight wearing a knight costume is a little bit too reminiscent of the 2K20 originals for my tastes, and only playing the quests gave me no reason to spend VC on my actual character, because I only lost one match the entire time, and that was against Taker, and of course, it's Taker. That should be hard. But if you are halfway decent and you don't care about playing other players on the internet, you'll be fine. But if 2K wants you to be invested in the character that you create, there's one major problem. Obviously, they want you spending that VC on their clothing options, but because of that, they took out the ability to import your own face texture into this mode. And I know, for some players, that's going to be a problem. But the fact that playing for 5 hours does not give you enough VC to even get a simple sweatshirt is wild. The grind is real. I don't think the overall idea of this is terrible. I think the execution leaves a lot wanting. I know they're going to be adding to it over the course of the year, but if this concept is the quote-unquote future of the franchise, we're screwed. Should I have spent 5 hours doing anything else with my time? Yeah. But as this was a new mode, and they said they had some big ideas, I just had to know. And now you know. And knowing is half the battle. But if you were expecting anything on the story level, quest level of a My Rise, My Career, that's not going to be in here. But one thing I was surprised by is they actually did record a bit of unique commentary for each of these quest matches.
I have a note that R-Truth sent me to read before this match. Do not be fooled by this man. He is not Seth Rollins. Look at his ears.
The resemblance is uncanny.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Saxon. That man looks nothing like Seth.
Corey. Can you blame me for trying to have a little fun, Cole? Jeez, you're as impressionable as R-Truth.
There is an opening video from Paul and Roman. And twice over the course of this chapter, you get 2 more videos, and that's all there is in here so far in the first chapter. This really does seem like a very greedy cash grab for anyone who wants to actually unlock everything and then bring it back into the main game. You'd either be playing for thousands of hours or spending entirely too much money. Look at these flip-flops. 18,000 VC per flop. Y'all can slide right out of here with that pricing. I feel like if either the VC payouts for winning matches were higher or if the actual in-game shop prices were lower, then maybe it makes some kind of sense. But where it's at right now, no, not in the least. Spend your time doing anything else and definitely do not give 2K money, or rather more money, because this game is a full price release. I'm sure someone will add up all of the different in-game shop totals and then crunch those numbers, but that's not gonna be me. Keep in mind your island character and save is kept on the system locally, and sure, there are cloud saves, but it's not tied to your account like my faction is. Therefore, if something were to happen to that save file and those items that you paid real money to get, they're gone. So perhaps I will check back in 6 months and see where the island is at, but I honestly don't expect much. But I'm attackslug. I'll see you next time, right here on this channel for more videos, and I'm out.